Hey everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting episode of Monday Mix-Up. I'm Dustin.
I'm Rosie.
And we have our double guests back. We have Tracy Todd and David Shively. And we have a couple more questions that we wanted to ask them together because they work together a lot. It's true. Nice to have working couples, to have somebody when you submit yourself to say, hey, do you have a husband or a girlfriend or another person or a role model that you want to work with? And so Tracy Todd and David Shively work together all the time. What's that like, kids?
It's wonderful, actually. I think what was really cool was we met. It was for Google that we did a actual industrial, and they put us together walking down the street, and we got to know each other while we were doing that. And then every time we kept showing up on set, we were actually sitting next to each other. They liked our looks, so they kept putting us together, and we've actually done like over 40 different projects together. So it's been really, really cool. And you know, we do a lot of couples work together. So Monterey, Healdsburg, Gilroy, you know, like all over. We get some really nice work.
So many that people actually think we are real.
They're like, hey, Tracy, where's your husband?
They look like a really good couple.
You look like you're having a lot of fun on your sets.
Yeah,
so I can see why people pick you.
I think, you know, what's the big thing is what they see is the chemistry. And it's not that Tracy and I, you know, are a couple. We just have such a good friendship with each other that it translates on film. It's really about like the comfort level that you have with being with the person. And
Agreed.
People love, you know, like once they see us, they're like, oh crap, you know, like you really do look like a couple.
And they do a lot of filming for the self-tapes. They'll meet at each other's houses, like Dustin and I do, and David and I have done it. And so it's just we've all met and done self-tapes. And I find the same with Dustin and I because of our Monday Mix-Up as well. And we do a lot of couple work together, and we're not a couple, but the chemistry is so dynamic that it looks like it. And I remember even doing the Sonoma tourism, where I called Dustin and I said, I've got a gig for us. But we had so much fun with it, and we represented as a couple, the same as the two of you. And it's just, we have such a love for one another, a friendship love so deep, and the same that I feel for the two of you. That it's just, it shows in our eyes and it shows when we're on camera.
Exactly.
It's really nice to have friends and someone to call on that's very easy, and you're going to get that question often. Do you have someone that could play your opposite? Do you have someone that could play your friend or something like that? And it's easy when you can just bring someone that you know you have dynamic chemistry with, because it shows on screen.
Exactly.
And someone you get along with,
right?
You know,
you have their long hours working together.
But the long hours. So you want to bring someone that.
Okay, quick question. Since you work with Tracy all the time, when you're on set and you go to Crafty and she says, David, bring me my favorite snack, what is it?
Now that would be the true test. If he knows this, that means he knows her well.
Well, it's always something like semi-healthy because she's very conscientious about what she's eating. So it most likely I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but it's gonna be something like, you know, nuts or berries or something that would be very healthy.
But I also say what happens at craft services stays at craft services. Like I can go free on, you know, have as many carbs as I want, right?
Yeah. And if you were to go get David a snack from Crafty, what would you get David?
Chocolate.
See?
She knows
me. The secret is out.
Yeah.
Okay, ask me about what would Dustin want?
Oh yeah, I don't even know. What would I want?
I do.
Okay, what?
Okay. Tea.
I love tea. Tea is delicious. Tea is great. It's warm, it's soothing, it's comforting. And don't ask me because I don't know what I would bring Rosie because I don't pay attention enough. I'd probably grab stuff for myself and be like, I don't know, you want one of these?
But anyway, so all of this, and even so they do couple work, but we also do group work.
Yeah.
There's sometimes projects where we're all together.
Yeah.
There's overnights, sometimes you've got to stay places and you all stay together, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's nice to have people that you get along with. It's a lot of hours involved. There's travel. There's, you know, there's only so much like, you know, surface level conversation that can be had. It's nice to know, you know, in-depth things about other people. We care about each other.
Oh yeah.
We know when something's going on, when there's a, an emergency happening, or a sick pet, or something to rejoice for, someone's birthday. It's really nice to know those things because it's more than just playing friends and family on TV or in advertisements. It's being friends and family in real life.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I think that each one of us really believes in bringing the best of ourselves to work, and that's why we all get along, because not one of us wants to be the center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody takes care of one another,
Oh,
and that's
definitely.
really important. Okay, well, sometimes you do it, sometimes I do, and sometimes Tracy, and
Sometimes we got to be the
but
center.
not to a point where it's an annoyance.
Yeah.
So we were talking before we were filming, and David wanted to bring up something that's really important to know as an actor, and this is going to be our public service announcement. It's that buzzword, in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
David, what does in perpetuity mean to you, and what does it mean in general?
So in perpetuity is basically, if you do, let's say you're doing a commercial and you sign a contract, a lot of times your likeness or image is their property for a certain amount of time. Now we've done commercial gigs together where, and we're talking real reputable people who actually write a contract that says, we would like to use your image for 2 to 3 years, and if we use it longer than that, we're going to negotiate for further payment.
Yes.
There are times where you're signing a contract where you just put over your rights to that contract, or that image that you're portraying in, let's say, a commercial, and they have your likeness or image for the rest of time. Basically.
Including the user-generated content, the UGCs.
Yeah.
So those you need to read those.
So you have to
Those
be really
are
careful.
important because those come across a lot, but that's even another subject, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be careful with what you decide to do. And I'll give you an example. There was a commercial gig that I did, and I knew that they would basically have my rights to the image for the rest of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted to do this commercial, and I was willing to give that up. So just be aware of what you're doing. And I also know somebody who was on that same shoot who had kind of questioned that and asked about, like maybe writing it into the contract that they only use it for like up to 5 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she was fired from that. They released her for even asking that question. So
I want to make sure that we all heard that, because someone was fired because they questioned the lifetime usage of an image
exactly
versus 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years, which is normally what it is.
exactly. And so just be aware, represent yourself and make sure that you know what you're doing. And it seems like we're not getting residuals these days in commercials. I think they've kind of tried to streamline it in that, you're doing a job for a certain amount of time.
The buyout. That's how they do it now. It's the buyout. You don't
And let's
get a
kind of
residual.
also preface it that this is non-union work.
Yeah.
So if you're doing work with a union,
an
SAG, for
agent,
example,
you're
and an
getting
agent,
residuals.
there's a little bit more protection. So if that's something that you're interested in, advancing to that next level and having contracts that are more negotiable, where residuals are actually paid out, that's more in the route of working with SAG. Yeah. So just remember that the word in perpetuity, just like in the movie The Sandlot, is forever. Say it with me, ready? Forever. So unless you want to give away your rights and everything forever, just remember when you see that word in perpetuity and when you see your contracts in general, do your best to read them. There's a lot of words in them. You can be taken advantage of. Make sure that you're an educated person when it comes to reading your contracts.
Yes.
If you have questions, reach out to your friends or family who might know information. Always tune into our episode of Monday Mix-Up so you can get the latest in the scoop of information about here and acting. And does anyone else have anything to say?
I do. If you have questions about anything that we've mentioned or talked about, put it in the comments and we'll get back to you on that.
Oh, exactly.
Or they'll get back to you on that.
As usual,
Well,
don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in every Monday because that's where we live, here on Monday Mix-Up, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.